lads. Good morning, lads. I woke up early because I've been so excited to fit this. This came yesterday. I ordered it online yesterday. One of the lads who worked there, shout out to you, Andy, brought it down to me so we could have it that night. We're still waiting for a couple of things to make it perfectly fittable, but we can get it done today and we can, we can wing the rest. I'm going to show you now, lads. That's just a box. Can you guess what it is? Yes, it's a front mount intercooler kit. Yes, there's a million parts. And no, I don't have any fucking instructions. So it could be a very frustrating and very long video, but unlike the Megane, there are actually lots of instructions online and videos online of people doing them. So I think we're going to be alright, lads. But this isn't a swap, this isn't a plug and play. It's not just swapping out the old and putting a new one in. We have to put all piping everywhere. We have to cut all the bumper up, take all the bash bar off. Not going to be easy, lads, but I think it's going to be fun. When I bought this and it came last night, is that they use a different blow-off valve adapter on the new ones, so I can't use a blow-off valve off the Subaru. I wasn't going to use one anyway, I was going to use a plug, but I have ordered silicone piping and a plug to fit that outlet, but it's not come yet, so we're going to have to get creative with that. I think I found something that's going to work, which I'll show you. And two, you can't run standard air boxes with a front mount intercooler kit. You have to run a cone filter. And last night I was trying to find a cone filter online, but no one really had one. But I looked, and the old one that I use isn't in that bad shape. So it's not the best shape in the world, but for now, it will actually do. Right, let me quickly go over why I've got a front mount, because everyone in the comments is going to go, oh, the top mount intercooler is rated for 400 brake, why are you doing this? The main reason I'm doing this, lads, is one, because of content, and two, because of noise. I want some flutters back. I miss the flutter from the Megane, so I really want some. And I can't just put a blanking plate on that one because A, I've got to send the airbox back in. Oh, just put the filter back in. No, because the air's only going from there to there. There's not much pressure built, so the flutter sounds crap. When you've got a big journey for the air to flow, you've got a lot of pressure being built up, and that's going to make the loudest flow ever, and I can't fucking wait. And you've got a few extra benefits, like because the intercooler on these are literally above the engine, they get so much heat soak. So that's probably another performance advantages. But is it necessary for me and my power? Definitely not, but I don't care. First thing we need to do is get that bumper off. There we go. Now the headlights need to come off. So the approach I'm going to take first is to just get it all mounted. I think that's the first approach, and then I'm going to do the piping after, because I want to leave it in a drivable state at all times as much as I can. So I'm going to leave the normal intercooler on and just get the front mount mounted, and then once it's mounted, then start wiping it, then start putting the pipes in, and then obviously take the intercooler off last, and then attach them to the throttle body. Boom. So, this bash bar needs to get changed. They send you a new bash bar in the box, you take this bash bar off, put the new bash bar on. It's a lot smaller, and it's got brackets on for the cooler, so it's 8s, mate. Don't know how well it's going to fit first time, but we're going to have to just wing it. Okay, so this is the bash bar. Bash bar. Bloody hell, won't bash in a fly, that. We need to get this bash bar, bloody hell, try saying that 100 times. This bash bar off. So there is, if you look through there, you can see one bolt there and one bolt just in. You can see both the bolts there, 2 on each side. I've WD'd them because they look a little bit rusty. I'm going to try, I don't know if I'm going to go at it with the rattle gun straight away because they're a little bit rusty. I'm going to try and work them out with a ratchet first. These two came off okay with the breaker bar, because you're going to have to get out. Online it just says there's 2 there, but there is 2 at the side there that you've got to get off. Now, these two, I've got them off this side. The 1 and 2, they're not easy to come off. This side I went straight at it with a bit of a breaker bar, and it's rounded the bottom one off a little bit, so I'm going to struggle with that. But what I've done is WD-40 and just absolutely nailing with a rattle gun. What that'll do is that's just going to create heat on the bolt, so when I touch these were boiling coming off. So all I've been doing is heating it up with the rattle gun and then slowly doing it with the breaker bar. Them 2 come off. I'm going to try it with the top one now on this side, and then I might have to whack a small socket on that one just to get that one off, but I'm going to keep going at this top one a little bit more. And that's just going to create some heat, and then now I should be okay with the breaker bar going slowly. Right, I'm having no luck with this bolt, so Gordon the grinder's coming out. So it came off. Matter of fact, it fell off right on my head as soon as that bolt gave loose. Holy shit, that hurt my knee. Okay, so the new bash bar fits on there like that, and obviously that's only going to be able to have one bolt on that side because we absolutely annihilate the thread there. But I'll figure something out. But 2 bolts on there, 1 bolt on there. That should be all right. Should be fine, that, lads. Okay, so the new bash bar's on. Okay, so I'm going to run through the issues I'm having now. At the top of the intercooler, you have that there, that sits through this hole there, and you 2 bolts bolt it down. It actually comes with brackets. Now, you have 2 on the bottom, okay? Now, I pushed up to where they line up to, and they line up perfectly to this bolt and that bolt. But them bolts aren't threads. So what I have done is, I've taken an old bolt and made my own thread, but it's catching on something, so there's only about 3 or 4 threads it goes up, which meaning if I use the bolts which come with it, that it just won't go tight enough. So my plan is, because they sent us a couple of more bolts than we actually need, I think, so we only need 4 and they sent us 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of the washers from the spare bolts onto these bolts, and then it should grip it tight, but I'm going to have to see. And this needs to be knocked back because it's catching on the cooler, so I'm going to knock them up and we're going to carry on, lads, see how we get going. Look how good it looks, lads. So we've got the bracket on there. It's not that tight in the minute, so we want a little bit of manoeuvrability just for adjusting these at the bottom. But I think our plan's going to work. I think it's going to work. These washers aren't wide enough, but I found some code ones, my boy's code, in the shed. But these don't fit over that thread, so all I need to do is just get a drill to make them a little bit wider, and then we should be good. So we've got a drill. Now we just need to find a drill bit same size as then, and just open up them a little bit. But I've decided to just fuck off them bolts completely because they've got that silly washer on there at the end, which makes it unlevel, and you can't get them off. So I've decided to just go with the old bolts that was bolting the old bash bar in with a cold washer. Now the perfect size, and they're really tight. It's the side's in now, and that's mega tight. As you tighten up this side, and then we can get onto the piping, I think, hopefully. Right, so that's solid now, which is perfect. So now we can get onto the piping. Yes. Okay, so we've got all the piping there. I'm going to try and lay it out in front of the car of where I think everything goes. So I'm going to get a picture online, have a look, lay it all out in the car, and then go about, trying to get it out. I need to take that air box out though straight away, pretty much. So I've pulled the intercooler off. I think I'm going to get a lot better vision of where everything goes there. Now I know for a fact that the 90mm bend here goes onto the turbo. Right, so I'm pretty sure I've got most of it right now. It's pretty much all nearly ready, but there's just one bit of piping which there's a bracket getting in on the way, and I don't really want to drill it off, but I might have to. So this is how we're looking now. So with the air will be going this way. So imagine doing it backwards to the throttle body, on there, through there, into the cooler, around that bend. And then this last pipe goes like this, needs to fit down there and over like that. But now they do give you a new coolant bottle because they say that one won't fit with the intercooler. But the thing is, the only thing that's stopping it from going down there is that bracket. See the black bracket there? I might have to cut that off. I don't really want to do that, but I think I'm going to have to because the intercooler piping just isn't going down there because of that bracket. So I might have to grind it off, and then if worse comes worse, I can always just Gorilla Glue it back on. But getting a grinder down there, it's risky business, that. There we go. Right, it should fit now. It's getting warm, lads. It's getting really warm. And I'm getting really hungry, but we're nearly finished off. So I'm just putting all like the clamps back on now. And then I've been pissing around with that filter for a while. It's a bit of a pain, but I think I've got an idea around it. So just clamping everywhere now, trying to get down. And I've got a little trick for the blow-off valve bit. This is so boring, lads, doing all these bloody brackets, my back's killing. And I've still got to do more stuff as well. This is a very long process, lads, but could be worse, could be really worse. Right, all the brackets are on. I need to change one because they actually, I thought that all the ones they gave me were too big, but so I used an old one, but they actually give you one smaller one for the turbo, so I'm going to put that back on. And as well, normally, because of the piping and because of this intake, it's the filter's meant to sit over there, and that's not really good because it's getting pretty much no air. So what I'm thinking about doing is removing this piece entirely, using the old piece of hose from the throttle body, putting that there, and then I can have the straight for the hole there. At least it's getting some air through the wheel arch there. So I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if it's going to mess with the mass sensor readings or not because of the distance between the intake, but I don't think it should. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to start it up. Ah! One step closer, lads. This is the intake setup. So we've got a bit of silicone there, and it's going straight across. So I'm going to have the filter sitting around there, so it can pick up some cold air through the wheel arch, and eventually I'm going to do like a cold air feed. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do that. I'm not sure if the car's going to like that. I know it's not going to like it because of the filter. It's going to need the map's going to need tweaking because the air fuel is going to be a little bit wrong. So the map's going to need tweaking because of the filter. But I'm going to get a better one before the map anyway. I hope that's okay like that. Right, now this is the outlet for the blow valve, as I said before, and I can't use the old one because they have like a little, see, it's a complete different shape. But I was going to blank that off anyway because I wanted the flutter, hence why I had to put that filter back on, hence why I wanted this. So now I have ordered a bit of silicone piping and an actual plug, but that's not going to be here until a couple of days. So I need something to plug it for the time being. Now look at this, lads. This cork might be exactly what we need. Now it's pretty much exactly the same internal diameter, just a little bit thinner, but what that's going to do is I can push that in there, and that's going to block it off and around about there, and then this is going to stop it being sucked in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a couple layers of tape around there just to make it a little bit thicker so it's nice and snug, and I'm just going to tape that so it won't blow out. But if this works, it's going to be amazing, lads. Okay, so a couple layers of tape like that just around there. Now that is going to be a much tighter fit. And then I can just tape around the outside just so it doesn't blow out. There we go, looks perfect. Now the last thing we have to do is coolant overflow. So this is the new coolant overflow. We just need to find a way to mount it around there. So I've seen a lot of people just use Coke cans and just cable tie them there. That'd work, but I'm gonna try and keep this. It looks a little bit pretty and it holds a little bit more fluid as well. But trying to find a way to bracket it might be the problem. Right, if the bonnet shuts there, I think that's the best place to bracket it, to be honest. If the bonnet shuts, let's see. Code coming in again. It does shut. Oh my god, look how mean it looks, lads. I'm going to take it for a drive like this with the lights off and the bonnet off and the bumper off because I just want to see if everything's working first of all. Right, so we've got the coolant there, got it bolted on there. That's got a few cable ties on there just to keep it sturdy for the time being. Probably done something wrong in this install and somebody's going to be already pointing it out in the comments, but I think we're ready to start it up, lads. I think we are. I think we're actually ready to start it up. Oh my god. Ah, good job, I remembered. I need to blank that vacuum line off. So we've got that vacuum line plugged, got that plugged, got that plugged. I don't know what the hell that's for anyways. I think it might be for like a air temperature sensor or something like that. It's just a screw, but we've got something screwed in there. I think we're ready to start up, lads. We're gonna start. I'm just gonna quickly run over everything once off camera, and then we're gonna start it up. All right, let's start it up, lads. I'm gonna start it up and give it a few minutes just to, you know what's going on because the air fuel ratios are gonna be different. Belt squeal. Belt's so loud. Right then, lads, I'm going to let it warm up and then we're going to see if we've got the flutters, but she seems like she's running alright, to be honest. Look at all the shit on the floor. We've still got to trim down the bumper and stuff. Oh, what a long day. But I'm going to have some food first, but I'm going to see what it sounds like when this is warmed up.
Right, so we're up to temperature. The engine 100 light has come on, which I'm not surprised. Probably something to do with the MAF sensor or something like that, but it does need to be mapped after I've done all this, 100%. Let's listen to it. Right, we're going to take it for a really quick spin, only quick spin because I've got all my shit on the drive. Really quick spin just to see if I've got any boost leaks anywhere, bad boost leaks out. I can't really boost it up to 20 odd PSI all the time because the air fuel ratio is going to be out now because of that filter. But I'm just going to go and take it for a little spin just to see if I've got any boost leaks or anything like that. Oh, sounds amazing. Boosted properly, which is good. So she just cut out though, which is really weird. I've put the standard intake pipe back on because it was running like shit without them. It's still not running amazing now, so it needs a map, but 10 times better with that thing. With this that I had on, I'm gonna, I think I might have drove over it. Oh no, there it is. With this that I had on, it was cutting out and everything, so yeah, good job I don't have that on there. So first of all, that is gonna have to come off. There's no way that's gonna go with the intercooler. This is coming off, all that there. And then we're gonna have to chop up the fog lights as well because the pipe in here is gonna hit it. But let's get Gordon the grinder out. Okay, so this is where we're sitting at the minute, lads. Got into it. I'm not the best cutting job in the world, but it's working. All the front, half the bumpers bloody come apart, to be honest. So cut out all the surroundings there, so you can see the cooler. And that side didn't need much cutting, so that's okay. That just comes just underneath the bracket and then up. But that's how we're looking at the minute, lads. Look at me. Look at me. Right then, lads. It's been a very long day. I've not eaten all day either. I've had to trim most of the bumper off. There's nothing left of the bumper, as you can see from the drive. Wow. Makes some good noises. The map is absolutely ruined now. It doesn't have a clue where the air fuel ratios are or whatever, so we need to go back to Steve and get that map tweaked. But I don't know how long the video is going to be, guys. It's been a long day, but I've not been recording that much. But I love you all. Thanks for watching. See you next time.